Hello, we are going to be looking at some examples of the ambiguous case. So notice that they are asking us to solve the triangle ABC if we know angle A is 57 degrees, side A is 33, and side B is 26. So if we are dealing with a triangle, I'm just going to randomly draw a triangle ABC, and I'm just going to label it. Okay, this is A, this is B, this is C. So given that, I know that this is a 57-degree angle. The side A is across from it, so that's 33. The side B is across from angle B, so that's 26. So notice that with the information that is given to us, we are dealing with two sides and an angle that is not included. Okay, so we're dealing with side angle. And that's why we are using what we call the ambiguous case, because this could potentially be actually no triangle at all. It could be one triangle, or it could be two triangles. So in order for us to figure out if we have a triangle or how many triangles we have, the first thing we're going to do is just follow the law of sines rules that we've done yesterday. So notice that I am given the side of 33 and the angle A is across from it. So that's why I can do 33 over the sine of 57 degrees. And I'm going to set that equal to, well, we don't have any other angles. However, I am given the side of 26. And notice then that means that I have to set that over the sine of angle B. So our goal first is let's find the measure of angle B. So we're going to cross multiply. We'll get 33 times the sine of angle B equals 26 times the sine of 57 degrees. To get the sine of angle B by itself, we'll have to divide by 33. And then because we are dealing with trying to find an angle, remember what we can do is the inverse sine, and then we will type just all of this into our calculator, making sure that we are very careful with order of operations. When I put it into my calculator, I want to make sure that I put the parenthesis after the 57, but before I divide by 33. I also want to make sure that my calculator is in degree mode when I'm typing all of this in. So we will know if there is no triangle because it would say domain error in your calculator. So if this division did not end up working, we would have no triangle. But if you type this into your calculator, you should get that angle B is 41 degrees. Okay, so because we were able to actually get an angle, that means that we are going to have at least one triangle. All right, so in order for us to figure out if we have a second triangle, I'm going to take the angle that we just got, which was 41, and I'm going to take its supplement. So my second possible case for what the measure of angle B could be is us taking 180 minus 41. So when I do that, I am going to get an answer of 139 degrees. So how do I know if this is truly one of my angles? Well, we have to go back to our original triangle. If I want that obtuse angle, 139, to be a part of this triangle, but I'm also already given that angle A is 57, if I add those two angles up and it ends up adding up to something less than 180, then we will have a second triangle. Because remember, three angles of a triangle add up to 180. And if I know that angle A is 57 and I want to know if angle B is 139, then essentially what we're doing right now is determining if there actually is another angle C. So when I add those two up, hopefully we notice how, yes, this ends up being bigger than 180 degrees, which means that it is not possible for us to have this angle measure. And so that indicates that in this problem, there will only be one triangle. And so because there's only one triangle, we know that angle B will just stay that 41 degrees. And now the only other thing we have to find, well, there's two things we have to find. We have to find angle C, and we have to then find the side of C. So going back to the original thought, if I now know that I can only have a 41-degree angle for angle B, I can put that in here. And then once again, 3 angles of a triangle have to add up to 180. So if I subtract 57 and 41 from 180, that gets me a measure of angle C being 82 degrees. So now the last thing that I have to do is find side C. So going back to the law of sines, I know that C has to be over the sine of angle C. Well, we just calculated angle C to be 82 degrees. You can honestly set it equal to either the side of A or the side of B, and I'm just going to do the side of A because we were given that. We were given both of them, but I'm going to do 33, and so that means I have to put it over the sine of angle A, which was 57. All right, so once again, we go through, we cross multiply. I have C times the sine of 57 degrees. That equals 33 times the sine of 82 degrees. And notice that to get C by itself, I'm going to divide by the sine of 57. And once again, you can type all of that into your calculator at once. Just once again, be very careful with order of operations. Make sure you close the parentheses with the 82 degrees before you divide by the sine of 57. And if we round to the nearest tenth, then we will get the side of C to be 39.0. And so once again, because we have one triangle, we just found all the missing pieces, and that would be our final answer. If I take a look at the second example, we are solving triangle ABC. So once again, I'm just going to sketch it randomly. Say, okay, that once again is A, B, and C. I'll plug in the information that we are given. So we're given that angle A is 50 degrees. Side of A, so the side across from it, is 10, and the side of B, so down here, is 20. Once again, notice that I'm giving us two sides and an angle that is not included, so that indicates that we're going to use this ambiguous case where there could be no triangle at all, there could be one triangle, or there could be two triangles. So because of the information that's given to us, we're going to use law of sines. Notice that 10 is going to have to go over the sine of 50 degrees. And then I'll have 20 over the only angle that I can find at this moment is angle B. So we'll cross multiply. 10 gets multiplied by the sine of B, and 20 gets multiplied by the sine of 50 degrees. I want to get the sine of B by itself, so I'll divide by 10. And once again, because I'm trying to find the measure of an angle, we are going to have to type it into our calculator using the inverse button. And you can type it in all at once, but be careful with your order of operations. Okay, so if you type this into your calculator, you should, like I said, either get an actual number, or in this case, when I typed it in, I end up getting my calculator to be, I gotta do it again. We got a domain error, okay? So like I said, if that is the case, that doesn't mean that you type something in incorrectly. That means that you can't find angle B. And so because you cannot find angle B, that's not possible, your answer is that there is no triangle. And the moment there's no triangle, you are done.